Thanks so much for being with us. I'm Brian Iacono. There is a lot to talk about when it comes to our economy, and today we want to talk about at least one part of that, the auto industry. Adam Lee is the chairman of the board for Lee Auto Malls, joining us to talk a little bit about this. You obviously know a lot about this industry, so thanks for taking the time to have the conversation. I'm curious to start, just kind of get our pulse on things. What are you hearing from customers? Where are their minds when it comes to, do I buy, do I wait? How do I manage this?
Yeah, they seem torn. Some people are in buying because they're worried tariffs are going to make things much more expensive. Some people are looking and worried about buying because they're unsure about the economy. And as a whole, yeah. I mean, there's so much chaos going on. It's hard to know what's going to be happening tomorrow.
When we talk about tariffs, which we've heard a lot about in the first quarter of this year, of course, there's the built-in uncertainty of what does that mean, but then also delays on tariffs. They could start up in April. When you hear that as a business owner, knowing that our vehicles would be part of that, what starts going through your mind?
Well, I worry. I mean, if they really enacted tariffs, he's been talking 25%, but even if it was only 10%, cars are already too expensive for most people. If they go up anymore, it would be devastating to everyone, and it's inflationary. Even if you're not buying that car, it's going to cause inflation in the economy.
Overall, that all goes up. And I know you have the document with you, and you were sharing some information with me that was very interesting of anybody can go to a dealer and see these numbers, but a breakdown of the parts in a vehicle and where they come from globally. And because we're no longer in this world where there's an American-made car or something overseas. So just some of the numbers that you had shared with me for some Toyotas, 35% of the parts are from the US or Canada, 20 from Japan, 30 from Mexico. So when we start talking about all those numbers, how does this even get implemented?
We have no idea. I got breakdowns for this on Jeep Wranglers, Grand Cherokees, and it's the same thing. And they're said, from US and Canada, so we didn't even get that breakdown. And then 35% from Mexico. So do they have a tariff only on the part from Mexico? Is it on the whole thing? And there are no vehicles, or almost none, that are built in the United States without parts coming from somewhere else. Whether it's China,
at least pieces of them.
Yeah, something, headlights, transmissions. So it's complicated.
And you're not hearing anything about how this would unfold, how this would be implemented?
No, I don't think they know.
Yeah.
The Trump administration has said come April 2nd, they'll let us know. That's when they're going to be rolling these out. They keep postponing them.
Push it back a little bit.
I think if they did 25% on anything from Mexico or Canada, I think it would be devastating to the economy, not just car dealers.
What do you recommend at this point, obviously with the caveat that you sell cars, to consumers right now? How do we approach this part of our economy?
Here's what I'd say, what I've told a lot of friends, acquaintances have asked me about this. If you need to buy a car, get it now. If you don't need to buy a car, then do what makes sense for you. But if they really roll out tariffs, the cars on our lot aren't going to have tariffs, right? So we've got 100 here and 200 there. We've got hundreds, but for most dealers that'll last a month or two, and then those will be gone, and then the cars coming in will have tariffs. So you may have a little leeway still. But if you know you're going to buy something, don't put it off. Why pay more for something? It's not going to help anyone.
Because that's when we really would potentially see a price hike.
Yeah, and
those
tariffs are going to get passed on to the consumer. The manufacturers aren't going to just eat a 25% price hike. And one more thing people don't realize, they may not assign it to one car. There may be a 25% tariff on this and not on that, but they're going to spread it out to even it out. It's going to affect everything.
We'll all see it.
Yeah.
I'm curious, you also obviously have a used car market.
Yeah.
How does that factor into this? What happens to those prices and those values?
Those prices go up as well.
They have to, through all this.
Yeah, they just do. If a new car goes up and you've got a 3-year-old model of that car, it's going to pull the value up as well.
So we'll see all those numbers going up.
We will.
We will.
If they enact them, happens. And we just, it's chaos. That's all I can say. We have no idea.
Many conversations within the industry of other auto dealer owners of how are we managing this, or is there pushback or questioning to the government on it?
There's pushback. It's coming from the manufacturers. not as much the dealers. The dealers tend to weigh in at the local level, but it's not a local issue. It's coming out of Washington. I've spoken to a number of reporters from the Wall Street Journal, Detroit Free Press, New York Times, all auto reporters, and I've asked them, what are you hearing from other dealers? And it's the same. We have no idea, and we're all very worried.
Worried. Not a great place to be.
No.
You mentioned numbers of, you have 100 vehicles here or 100 there. That may last a month. What do your numbers look like in this first quarter compared to?
Well, January was okay. Wasn't bad, but keep in mind he wasn't sworn in until January 20th. February we were down 20% over last February.
Really?
And that's a big 20%. Is a big number for us. There's no good reason why we would be down 20%. Rates aren't higher than they were last February. So it's really just people are nervous.
Did you anticipate that much of a
no
hit?
No, we didn't, but we weren't shocked either.
When you're in a position like that, are you still getting the volume coming in? So the output is lower, but are your lots flooded?
People stop shopping. Oh, you mean of cars coming in?
Yes.
We do, yeah, because these are ordered months and months ahead.
So they're already coming in.
Yeah.
In terms of the customers?
In terms of the customers, fewer customers coming in.
Just not even looking.
Yeah, the number of
kicking the tires as
internet leads, phone calls, and people actually walking in, all those are down significantly.
In February.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot to track there. Adam Lee from Lee Automalls, appreciate you coming to talk about a huge sector of our economy, and thank you for being with us.